Western world is in ruin and ready to collapse. The so-called resistance leaders, they rage bait the slaves, pushing their own demise. Stay angry indeed. Black pills of despair rain from the sky. No one can stop the fall. No one can stop Black Chad, demon of despair.
Stop putting your emotion into it.
Wait,
we need to look for alternatives.
what's this?
We need to look for solutions. We can't just, give in to despair and this programmed demoralization of the West. Come on, guys.
What? You're not full of rage or despair? Fine. I will imprison you in an astral dungeon and keep you away from the others. No one will hear about your alternatives or your solutions or your silly indie brands. No one cares. The despair programming must continue.
What?
Welcome to Forever, nerd.
You haven't won, Black Chad.
Oh, yeah?
I'll talk to and review every indie creator I can, and we'll fight against your despair.
Even the bad ones?
Yes, even the bad ones.
Oh.
You don't get it. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me!
Oh.
Now on with the show.
Hey, what's up?
What up?
How are you guys doing? How are you doing, sir? Hope
Oh.
the two people in the audience that are actually watching a review are here to enjoy the show.
Hell yeah.
So, I think my audio is a little off, so yeah. Anyways, welcome to the show. We're gonna try something new this time. We're gonna read through a comic book and an indie comic, somebody that's been on the show, and a comic that I like. I enjoyed it. Also, my son enjoyed it. So it's safe for work or whatever. So we can actually share it. And I asked permission of Paul. I think that's his name. I asked permission from him. If we did like a spoiler show. So he said, yeah, that's fine. In fact, he has it's on Global Comics. I think it's Global Comics for free. So the first issue, you can go check it out
hell yeah.
and pick it up for yourself. So let's see. Oh, Jolly Green, what's up? All right.
What up?
So I guess let's see. Let's get started with sharing the comic. Now this is a version that I don't have. The version I have, let me see, is I think the same one that you have. It's this here. So this cover I think was by Rodriguez. I think that's it. Yeah. So let me put that back. Boom. Yeah, you got it. Yep.
Yeah.
So, what's that? Is that's another cover, right?
Yeah, that's the cover I got on mine. I got a physical copy as well. But this one shows both covers. This looks like the Rodriguez one. And then there's the I don't know if this is like the vanilla one or the variant one. I'm assuming that this is the variant one because it's got the additional Rodriguez name. But yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
All right, let's see. So what I figured what we do is kind of read through it, check it out, talk about some of the stuff that we liked. So one of the things that inspired this was watching like Joe Sontag's show where he'll do appreciating comic book art, and he'll pull out old issues of comics and just sit there on screen and go through it. So I thought we could do something like that only with indies.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Fall of Man, from my understanding, Fall of Man is my audio is messed up, so my timing might be off with you. But so Fall of Man, and correct me whenever I'm wrong or you got something to add. Fall of Man is basically it's set in a dystopian future, unless you are a survivalist or prepper, in which case you might find it as a bit of a utopia. So in this version, well, not to spoil it too much, but there's mutants and there's kaiju. So and what's left of men are basically mutants from what I've seen, and they've got to beat up a bunch of kaiju. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you it looks like I don't know if everybody in the post-apocalypse is a special, or what they call the special people, not like the short bus, but like
Yeah.
special. But dude, this
Special.
this planet definitely got its ass kicked, because basically, if we were to look into the opening here, so it's talking about 1957, and they're going through like nuke bombs and stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming that if you go through the
Yeah.
intro, they're talking about how there's like the emergence of like the the basically the special people, instead instead of ending the world, everything
Yeah.
changed.
How the
The
mutants
age,
come about.
yeah, you get like, so that's why you're seeing like
Yeah.
those two freaking jacked dudes fighting in the like the bear person, and it shows like a world map, and you just
Hell
see
yeah.
nukes everywhere, and it's like, oh, okay, so basically we're turning into a post nuclear holocaust apocalypse, okay, and then also they're like, nope,
Yeah.
just kidding. Here comes a solar
And
flare.
it's like a kid of the 80s.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's like, as a kid of the 80s, that was a fear, right? Like, we saw enough with, now it's my audio. Sorry, I'm off. The nukes, the nuke scare. Oh my gosh. The Soviets, the commies, there might be a nuclear war at any time. And yeah, so that was a real kind of thing that it was always in the back of, at least in my mind, because I grew up in a military house. So, like the military aspect of a lot of shit was, kind of prevalent, especially in the 80s. But yeah, so what I gather from this is like, you got nukes, okay? They're testing nukes. What is it? Is this when it creates kaiju out of that and of the first mutants? Is that right?
No, I think this is just the
Right.
mutants. So the mutants are brought
Okay. So
about
kaiju
by,
already were a thing.
well, I don't think the kaiju came until the solar flares came, because if you see, so they talk about like the nuclear holocaust here, and from
Okay,
the
that's
ashes
not
of,
a kaiju. That's just like a shape changer.
yeah, that's just a mutant. Hey, Paul. So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
just like that's the end result of the nuke. So you're seeing basically an escalation of war, and you're
Hey,
seeing
what's
all
up?
of the mutants coming
Yeah.
out, and that's where it's almost like, come on, man, give this world a break, because like it goes into that,
Yeah.
the rubbles of
Yeah.
civilization. You see these big monster guys fighting, but then they're like, no, just kidding. Here comes a solar flare. Whoosh. And that's when the kaijus come,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they refer to they
Okay,
actually
yeah.
reset the world's calendar essentially after that solar flare holocaust.
Hmm.
It's now referred to, the years are now like
Yeah.
whatever, 31 AK or 31 after kaiju. So
Right. Yeah, it's like, what is it, the Holocene period or whatever?
yeah.
Like everything died off all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And what's left is a survivalist wet dream. So
Yeah.
but unfortunately, it became the age of monsters, a new world. Yeah. Story and lettering by Paul, who I believe is in the chat. So
Hey.
what's up, dude?
You.
Yeah, kind of flipped through it a little bit. Actually, let's see, who Pencils and Ink by Ben Worrell. Nice colors, Jimmy G. Jimmy G. That sounds familiar. And then yeah, that cover, the one that I had, was Elliot Rodriguez.
Nice.
The one that we were showing earlier. Anyways, yeah, so getting into it a little bit, yeah, we kind of see that it's like a mixed match tribe. Maybe in the future, most people are brown still. I don't know. In America, I'm guessing they're in America. 87 AK. So that's like, that's a couple of generations after the kaiju. So yeah, and we kind of see that they're really poor, and it's a bunch of people who live together. It gave me, like, I know it's got mutants and stuff, but either way, it gave me like a basic X-Men kind of vibe. I know regardless of the mutants, I just mean as like, a tribe of people who are, don't have any other options. They're together. And then the fact that they have mutant powers, just kind of contributes to all that. But what are your thoughts on this so far?
Yeah, I like you had mentioned X-Men. I don't know if it was like another possible inspiration I see some Thundar the Barbarian in there, especially the intro to that TV show where they're like, in the
Yeah.
year 1994,
Where it's like
the
magic
moon-"
and tech.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
the scene that we're seeing now on this page, you know, you've got like the old dude there, and you know, you see this big monster thing that's basically chasing all of the farmers. Like clearly, if you're 87 years after the apocalypse, this is like some type of, you know, agrarian lifestyle culture where, you know, people are just scraping by off the land.
I mean, and at this point, this has to be like almost like a natural disaster event. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
oh shit, the levee broke again. Here comes
Yeah.
the flood. You know,
Yep.
so oh shit, there goes our crops. You know, here comes a kaiju.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty neat. And then so in some of this dialogue and stuff, we get like a brief introduction to the people. And if I remember right, I can't remember all the dialogue because it's been a little bit since I read through it. But you know, we get a glimpse into like tribe dynamics and that there is a tribe. You know,
Mhm.
let's see, skip
Well,
ahead.
there's a little bit of torch passing too, where the old guy is basically, you know, like, you know, I won't be able to do this forever. He's clearly like he's the chief of the tribe, but he's also kind of like
Yeah.
the one controlling that kaiju that's protecting them. So every like basically
Oh yeah,
like
this one here. Yeah.
yeah, this guy's
Or not
basically
this one.
got his own pet monster that's protect like so when like you said that natural disaster occurred, they're like, oh shit, the levee broke. He can just summon his levee
Yeah.
essentially to go and fix it. But he's
Yeah.
getting old and he's like looking to kind of, you know, pass on that mantle to our hero here.
Yeah. Yeah. So not complete Charles Xavier, but a little bit of like the old like if Morgan Freeman could play the main dude, you know, the main black guy behind the tribe. So
Well, there's also
and yeah, and in the comic we get straight into action. So that's
yep,
cool.
yep, yeah.
You're saying?
There's also some they introduce little bits of conflict here where, you know, from a story perspective, you got the chief that's trying to convince this one guy to basically be the next mantle or whatever, or at least be, you know, hey, look, we gotta, you know, we need somebody to replace me when I'm gone. But this guy's like, oh, well, we got this other guy
Yeah.
in the group, like this other guy that freaking hates me or whatever. And you can see there's like some antagonism
Yeah.
there, like his rival, like it's like in
Like
Pokemon.
reluctant Cyclops.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like yeah, it's like, you know, the chief's like, "Hey man, you're like the good guy, so I'm going to entrust on into you even though there's like a stronger guy essentially, but he's kind of an ass."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have that thing, you know. You got
yeah.
to be a good leader. You got to be able to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
I like that. I like that there's like some kind of a like a drama dynamic going on. So
Yeah.
it's something to play out later, you know. So
Mhm.
straight into the battle. And so this in a comic, this is a pretty important piece. You know, as a sequential artist, you got to be able to pull off the action and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think that it was well done here. I enjoyed this. Their plan of action was kind of like, oh, I'm just going to throw this dude with a hammer at it. I'm not sure what the dude with a hammer is going to do against the kaiju, but I mean, I was willing to watch. And
Yeah.
of course, it was not a good idea. He's like, ah, shit, maybe not. He's like, I got you, bro. Now I like the design of this dude. Obviously, gives me as a fan of the Angel character in X-Men, gives me Angel vibes, you know. But obviously not like the rich dude, you know, spoiled guy.
Yeah.
But just his power and his look.
Yeah. He's like the one blonde that's left after the apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah, like looks like everybody's mixed race pretty well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now we got here's like the team, you know, the team shot where they're all together and we get to the team pose. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of doing their thing. I like his design. I know they made their own clothes, like the Joker in Dark Knight or whatever. But I like the design here. It's kind of cool. It's very you know, he gives me like leadership commander kind of vibes. Probably because it looks like a uniform a little bit right here.
Yeah.
So I get that kind of feel.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the team so far from what we've seen? We haven't seen them really open up their powers yet. But with this pose, is this a good team pose?
Yeah, I think they definitely gave a nice showcase of like it was a good like almost like a Guy Ritchie moment where they gave a good showcase of all of the team members with their powers and it shows how they all work together. But I like the
Yeah.
but there's more where it's like, oh yeah, you thought it was an X-Men comic, surprise! You know, now it's a freaking big monster coming in, and
don't forget about the kaiju.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Crack. I like that.
man.
Boom. So,
Raiden.
and then here we go. Now they're gonna get down. They're like, let's fight. See if he can't see us, he can't hit us. Yeah,
Yep.
I like it. Zephys. That's a different kind of name. Zephys. I mean, like Zephyr, right?
The Eastern Wind. Yeah.
What's his power? Wait, Zephys, you're getting too close. What's his power? I can't remember.
Let's see. I'm assuming it would probably be something wind based if or air based. If
With his name,
yeah, because our main hero here, I believe he's got like the Raiden powers. He's got lightning.
yeah, that's cool. All right, and then so finally we see Morgan Freeman here is like he's got his mind powers working, and controlling which kaiju? Is it the one on the right or the left?
It's the gray one,
left, right?
It's the gray one, and he can
Thank you.
telepathically communicate. So he's like, you know, not only is he controlling or at least, you know, suggesting to control this kaiju with his mind, but he's also communicating with the team like a dispatcher.
Yeah, the pink bubbles. Yeah.
Yep.
Crack. Yeah, kaiju fight. Now, see, this is half of what people are signing up for. They're like, I want to see some kaiju. So yeah, and I don't know. I like the art. I like the bold outline here. It's pretty cool because there's a lot of little design, or you know, I don't know. I'm not an artist. I don't know all the technical terms, but I like that it's bold, and the coloring really helps the bold lines. So
notice how in your version the word "crack" is a yellow gradient, and in mine it's blue.
Wait a second. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you got
he said that they went back
updated.
and changed it.
Yeah, nice, dude.
Oh, Smoke. He's the one who makes the barrier to protect them. Right on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, don't be offended. I read this probably a month ago or something like that, so I don't remember everything about it. But I do have number 2. My son enjoyed the story, so we definitely went and got 2. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, anyways, here's some more kaiju fight.
Yeah,
pretty fun.
It's blood spraying everywhere.
And then this is after the fight. Oops. Yeah, because he gets his ass whipped, and then like it runs off. Is that kind of?
Oh, I just got it. I just got it. So his name is Kilot. It's almost like kilowatt. You know?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Zephys and Kilot.
Ooh,
nice.
Little etymology here for you.
All right. So yeah, so you know, this is where you were talking about how the old man is looking to pass on his legacy, or at least maybe not his legacy, but maybe to, hey, you need to be the next war chief kind of guy.
Yeah, he can't be here forever. And, he's getting old.
This is a good talk.
Yeah.
A little bit of beat up, and then here we get some more of like backstory, a little bit of exposition. So that's cool. We get a little bit of a wind down, and emotionally, you know, it feels like a wind down because it's sunset. So that's cool.
Yep.
And then we get a flashback, which is acceptable because this is like a transition scene into an actual transition, and then they come back. Yeah, it's good. It's I like it. It's good composition of a page. Let's see. And then this is was it in the Hunger Games where like they're all living in sector 13 or whatever, district 13? Yeah. So like they're in a giant ass cave and you know, just living on benches.
Yeah.
Fucking picnic tables.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming that the subterranean, their little kind of complex or whatever is strictly for defense.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be out in the open. Like those buildings are kind of dinner bells.
Yeah, and I assume that would be like a caveman style, right? So
Yeah.
again, just signaling back to the what is it, Danuvian? I can't remember the ages where like all the megafauna died off. Yeah, and so they're in the shadows of this destructed world.
Mhm.
And where else are you gonna hide but inside of a fucking cave in a mountain? Like I can
Yep.
see that. It's funny because like I think of that now. It's like with my house and shit. Like, I mean, why don't we have houses that are at least half underground or more?
Yeah. Like
Some people
Hobbit
got
homes.
basements and shit. Yeah, like that makes so much sense. I don't
Mm.
know, maybe not, but like
Except for in
even
Florida.
if you go to well, even like in like yurts and stuff. So a lot of those are like half underground when you
Mhm.
actually look at it because of the insulation and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, side thing. So here we
Yeah.
got a bunch of dialogue. We get to find out more about the team a little bit, some of the drama that's going on with them. And by drama, I just mean their relationships. You get to see them play off of each other. And then here comes, that's Morgan Freeman again. He's like, attention,
Yep.
everyone. He gives a nice little speech. He's like, everybody's cool. Celebrate what we have, which is cool. You need that. It's a lot of narration, but at the same time, we're getting to know everybody, and I didn't
Mhm.
think it was too much,
No.
like, and neither did my son. So, because like sometimes you see a wall of without action, and you see a lot of dialogue and stuff, but it's needed. We need a little bit more because we got all that action right off at the front. We need a minute to kind of chew on the characters. So,
Well, yeah, I mean that's part of storytelling is peaks and troughs. Like you can't have
mhm.
a continual escalation because it's just going to keep leading and leading and leading, and the tension's just going to exhaust your reader. And at the same
Yeah,
time,
exactly. The
well,
pacing, yeah.
yeah, and at the same time, you can't have a slow burn that leads to nowhere. Like if we didn't have that action sequence and we just opened with this intro into the day in the life of this apocalypse,
Yeah.
you would
Yeah.
probably lose a good percentage of your readers because they're like, oh, when do we get to the good stuff?
Well,
Like,
yeah, we want to see mutants and kaiju. So yeah, definitely. We try to avoid the drinking tea in the deli or whatever scene, right? And they talk about their feelings. But this stuff it's totally needed. Like we get a without this page, a lot of questions are left unanswered. So
Yep, yep,
it's a good page. And then we
yeah,
get back
exposition.
into good exposition page. Yeah. And then then we get into more direct relationship interaction. So that's cool. We see a little bit of more of their powers, but in a
Mhm,
relaxed setting. So that's
mhm.
cool. And then now they're in town. I can't remember, why did they go in town, for supplies or something? Was that
Well,
it?
they're also like there's the whole thing about getting slaves, freeing slaves and stuff. So
Hmm. Yeah. Slavers
yes,
up ahead.
yeah, it's like
I assume that's not out of the question. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, been throughout history. Of course, it'll be in the future.
yeah,
It's in the current. What are we talking about?
yeah,
But this is like just there's roving bands of bandits, right?
warlords.
And they're just
Yeah,
they're just taking people up. I like it's got some creepy vines and shit. Like you ever see those shows where it's like what the earth would look like if mankind was gone for,
yeah.
1 year
After
or
us.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like everything is just falling apart.
Yep.
I like that kind of stuff, the dystopian future kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
what are some of the
Nature.
good ones? Like Cyborg was good with Jean Claude. That was neat seeing
Mhm.
that. What else? The one with Will Smith where it was Omega Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That
I
was
Am Legend.
that was a good yeah, I Am Legend. That was a good version of it.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then we get to see the team not outmatched by a kaiju. They actually get to kind of fuck up some local dudes,
Yep.
some baddies. And this is cool as shit. I really like that. He's like
Yeah.
rocks.
It's like a
gonna be bunch of
geomancer.
rocks. Yeah. So we got, the Cupid dude. And of course, why wouldn't the flying guy have arrows? I mean, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's Kid Icarus.
Yeah. It's a cool idea. So that's cool pose. I do like this pose. It's just bang, like definite. You can definitely feel that one.
4 arms are better than 2.
Right? And it's so funny in my D&D campaign, one of my the God of War is known for having 4 arms, and his like the main race that he is kind of taken under his wing are called Zil, who are like I can't remember if they're aberrations or what they are, but they have 4 arms as well. So yeah, the whole 4-arm thing, yeah, dude, that's cool. Especially on a God of War, it's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Because like he's got just multiple weapons. What are you gonna do? Anyways, but here I like big hammers, and I cannot lie. And so I like this one. Clang! It's very fun.
Yep.
So here we get to see a bunch of powers getting played around with. Rumble. Nice.
Wow.
No, what is this dude's power? He can like generate like energy weapons or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, I think his name is Kalen or Kalen. It's similar to Kalen from my book, but no. No.
What's up, Corey?
It showed him in an earlier panel where he was kind of practicing there or whatever, but he had like 2 glowing, like his hands almost like created energy weapons.
Yeah, there's swords. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Womp. So they're basically just going to go to town on this bandit. At least they thought. Now, my question is he's got 4 arms and 1 spear, and he's holding it like he's coming in close, like he's going to stab. But I don't know. It's a dynamic pose, but is that a good tactic? I think with a 4-arm, huge, muscular dude, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that he would have more weapons. That's my
4 hammers.
Yeah, as someone who uses or has experienced a 4-armed guy, they have multiple weapons. So shunk. Oof. He's just getting shot up. So the aerial dude is just fucking everybody up.
He's stapling him to the wall.
Yeah. If a wizard cannot use his hand, he cannot cast a spell. Anyways. And then main dude, Cyclops kind of dude, is like Zit. So he's shooting electricity everywhere. Against rock, could be interesting. I mean, you blast stone, so that makes poor dude over here. He's like, I shouldn't have got so close. Oh.
I might want to invest in some pauldrons or some basic goos.
Yeah, you might need some armor on those arms. Let's see. And then Hammer Dude smashes the shit out of a concrete guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, takes him. Yeah, he goes to work on him like he's like a prisoner breaking rocks. Apparently,
I like that silhouette scene because it shows it reminds me of Reservoir Dogs, where the scene where the guy gets his ear chopped off.
Oh,
it's like there's some violent shit happening. We'll show you some hammer strikes, but
we're not gonna show all of it. How about that? So the good guys kind of prevail. They beat the shit out of these bandits.
Yeah, they get the slaves.
And they free the slaves. Which I mean, that sounds nice, but I think practically they probably would have just made them their own slaves. But that's a conversation for another time.
What do we say?
Don't make me make an argument for slavery. All right. I know people who cannot survive in society and would probably do better. Not all slaves are whipped. That's all I mean.
Yeah, the tango here with these slavers though turns out to kind of be their undoing.
We'll see that later.
Well, this is where my moral gray area would have come in, where these guys are clearly good guys, and for the sake of storytelling, you don't want to you don't want to have like an anti-hero right off the bat, because or at least in a scenario where you're like, it's a harsh world and harsh decisions need to be made.
Yeah.
Because if I was in Kilot's position, I'd probably be more like his rival there with the hammer. I'd be like, yeah, they're all dead. Like, these guys aren't going to survive. They're just dead.
Smash their head. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with that. Oh, and so we got some kind of crazy language over here.
Yep.
That dude can speak because he's Asian, apparently.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, and they're talking around. You get to know the characters a little bit more, these little dialogue scenes, which are really helpful. I'm not just trying to, fluff them away or whatever. So here we get a little fast forward a few weeks later. We get to see normal life again. Apparently they farm a lot of dirt, not a lot of crops. So, but with kaiju around, that's probably understandable.
Well, what I think what they're doing, and I could be wrong by this, but those chicks have special powers too. And there was a conversation earlier in the book where the redheaded chick's basically like, hey, I can't go out there and fight with you guys. My powers aren't really combat. So what I'm thinking is they just have like the ability to rapidly grow, or at least one of them has, she has like basically the green thumb, Demeter's touch or whatever, and can just basically make seeds grow rapidly. And that's why we're seeing like a dirt farm essentially, is because you don't need to have crops just, slowly growing over time when you have somebody that could literally just say, hey, I could make these seeds grow in hours or minutes.
Yeah. Well, and apparently they only plant I don't know, what is that, lettuce? Yeah, this is cabbage. My cabbages. No,
we have a lot of gas in that cave.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and so we get a little bit of them talking about their daily shit. And then, oh no, kaiju attack. And this is cool because we have another kaiju design. And I'm hoping from this series that I'm looking forward to seeing the different types of kaiju that they come up with, instead of just like generic stuff, it'd be like, oh, that's generic, but it's not the same one we just saw. The other one was like a mantis type, right? This is more
big green one,
gorilla looking dude. So
or brown one,
yeah.
Well, this is as we see as you start scrolling down, you see that this time around this little guy brought his friend. So now our great hero kaiju isn't fighting one-on-one anymore. He's getting outnumbered.
Yeah, good point. That's like some dinosaur shit. That's cool.
Ankylosaur,
Yeah. Boom, and he's just laying it down. Damn, gets his ass whipped. Gasp indeed.
Yeah.
Shit, nobody else can say anything.
Yeah.
Like, he should be like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So then they get the idea of like, shit, I'm out, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody reacts. Ah. Yeah. As they get, I think this maybe a sound effect or something here would have been good,
Rumble,
but I think you get the idea. Yeah, something basic, but you get the idea. And then here they come up again. I think some sound effects would be cool on this panel. Zap or something like that would be neat. Just to kind of like give that. I don't know. Reading it, hearing it, it makes it feel more kinetic to me, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah.
Get me up to the chief. Yeah, I'll protect him and throw everything I got at the monsters. So obviously here he is taking the leadership role, so, which is cool. We want to see a leader in a group.
Yeah, he calls down the lightning this time instead of shooting it from his hands. He basically just opens the sky up and drops it on this thing.
Fucking column, yeah, boom, which is cool because it's kind of like, why, man, I wish we had seen this before. Why didn't you do that before?
Yeah,
but whatever, that's fine. And then unfortunately, who was it? Samuel L. Jackson here, or no, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman's like, oh shit, I'm sorry, and he's been shot.
Yeah, because those enemies, the guys they let live, came back.
Yeah, which we're about to find out. So he's like, I'm sorry, and he's like, what the fuck? Boom! Yeah,
that green arrow exploded.
And here we see this asshole is the one that probably shot him.
Yep.
Yeah. And we get a little bit of backstory on this real quick. We get the idea that, this is who is it? Humongous from Mad Max,
I
basically.
am incredibly disappointed.
And yeah, he's not having it, dude. He's like, you guys are punk ass bitches. I mean, look,
Yep.
he's got metal on his head. Like, that's pretty extreme. And he's got
Hey.
spikes on his arms. So,
Yep. Hell yeah.
so I'm just saying, if a guy comes walking out of flames with like metal on, like and spikes and shit, like he likes Judas Priest or something, and he's in the future, like this chick
Probably not a
is
good guy.
not gonna he's not gonna stand a chance, or she's
Nope.
not. So,
Nope.
anyways, I did want to mention. So is it the black chick can grow? Yeah, the black chick can grow stuff.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, the
Well, that's
redheaded
what you were
chick
talking
could
about
do.
before, right?
Yeah. So basically, the way that it looks like in a utilitarian society, the people with the special powers or whatever are
Yeah.
allocated to different jobs. So you've got Kilot and his team that are all have combat based powers. So that's why they're the
Yeah.
ones that are kind of in this story with the fighting stuff. But
Yeah.
this black chick and then the redheaded chick both had like some type of like plant based powers that can either aid in agriculture or, as we can see here, there's actually some defensive things too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds very misogynistic and hunter-gathery. So,
Well, without modern technology, feminism can't exist. So
yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah. Let's get rid of the washing machine, and then everybody will start to understand real fast.
yeah.
I just wanted to point this out too. Not sure what her powers are, but she looks like a bitch.
Oh yeah.
And then this dude's got like tentacles or some shit. So,
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's move forward. All right, and then so he's still laying down some lightning, which is badass.
Yeah, it is.
You come here and try to kill us, you will pay. I think not to nitpick, but like this is cool, but I think that 2 balloons would have been better. So like, because you need a setup and delivery, right? So like, you come here to kill us over here, and then over here, you will pay.
There's a really good lettering tutorial from Eric Weathers. Like, check out Eric Weathers, where he talks about like some of the like God, I've been following his stuff because I'm kind of running out of money, so I had to letter some of my own stuff, and like I don't want to ruin this shit, so I got to start looking at
Did you get his book? I got his lettering book actually. I meant to
he has PDFs
to talk
too.
about it.
Yeah. So one of the things that he was saying was like the way that the lettering works with, or I should say, the way that like when you letter things, you almost put a complete thought per line.
Right.
So like,
and I've noticed that because I'm going. Sorry to interrupt. I'm going back to issue 2, and I'm just clean slating a lot of the stuff. Not everything, but a lot of it. And I'm trying to hit those beats where basically it's going to be a sentence of dialogue, unless it's the full idea takes 2 sentences or whatever. Then I will include it in the same balloon. But otherwise, they get their own balloons as long as it doesn't choke up the panel.
Well, like for example, you come here and try to kill us. You will, or you will pay. Like. Yeah. The way that, and again, this is by no means an expert here, so take what I'm saying with a big grain of salt. But basically, from what I understood from Eric's videos, was it basically the lettering would be "you come here." That would be the first line, and then and try to kill us would be the second line if you could fit, get that out, and then the final would either, like you said, be a separate bubble.
Pay.
You will pay, and it's all on one. Like it's how the human eye reads those things. Like because
it's beats, it's rhetorical beats. You gotta listen to it when you're writing dialogue. You gotta listen to rhetorical beats. So definitely,
yeah.
Look at that. Oh, so all right. So what's going on here? So you got this is the one that's controlled by the good tribe. These are the bandits, kaijus, right? And then
I-
we're not really sure what he's doing. He's like, I guess it's time to leave.
the blue, he's riding one of the bandits kaijus, the blue one.
Oh, he is. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah,
His legs.
that's the
Yep.
Ankylosaur. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the brown one is obviously his pet as well, or something he's controlling. And
Yeah.
I think that gray one is actually not the good guys one. That could be
Another
a third.
one.
Yeah. So he's got a small army of these things. Like it's not just like he's clearly a superior force to our heroes' village.
Yeah, he comes in with the guns. Sure.
Yeah.
See, they don't show. I'm not seeing where they show. See, that's the gray one that I'm used to.
Yep. Yep.
So I don't know. It's a little confusing, but I'm probably just overthinking it. Whoops.
Oh, it is the good one. Yeah, basically
there we go.
the bad guy. Yeah, it's because Morgan Freeman got killed, nobody can control it. So yeah, this guy
He's
just
stolen
said
the good guy. Oh, he stole it. Okay.
he carjacked him basically.
JD Kirby, what's up, dude? I don't know your ex Twitter handle, but I put the link out. Have a good show. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, so
all right,
so
let's see.
basically he's devastated this village, probably taken a bunch of slaves.
Yeah.
And then just carjacked their guardian kaiju, and now he's added to his collection. That's probably why he already had two, because he's probably already done this to another village, took their kaiju.
Yeah,
And he's
I think it would have been cool if we had something that said that, explained it a little bit more. So, because like you gotta infer it a little bit. But I'm not hating, but I think that that's a lot to kind of gather from that one page. So
yeah, if there was like an extra cell in there,
panels. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, if there was like an extra cell in there where it had one, or an extra two cells where you have one of the kaiju with his eyes glowing blue, and then the next panel is like his eyes glowing red.
It's red. Yeah.
To show you that the control or the possession has changed from one owner to another. I don't know.
And then he could be like, since he's taking all this shit, taking slaves and shit, he'd be like, now your bases all belong to me or whatever. And then it would be like, oh, okay, he's taking shit.
Yep.
But that's all right. All right. Those men killed the chief and our tribe. They stole our people and our monster. Okay. Now that's where they explain it.
Yep.
We follow them, we rescue our people, and then we kill them all. Oh shit.
Someone's pissed.
Yeah. He's got the Asian bulge going on, apparently.
That's right, Philo. I'm hung like the donger.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right, man. Keelot representing Asian pride, buddy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would say that my son really enjoyed it enough that we bought number 2. It's here somewhere. But I do have it, so we're gonna have to do a review of that as well. So I will say this: grab it. I think my biggest, pet peeve, or things that I didn't like or something, or that I wouldn't say I didn't like, because I did like it all. That I think could use some improvement was some of the backgrounds could use some improvement. And then, like we were talking with the dialogue bubbles, just kind of dividing up the beats of speech would have helped. But otherwise, I like the plot. I like the setting. I like the art overall. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, because first of all, just the premise of kaiju and mutants and dystopian futures and shit, that's very up my alley. So I'm looking forward to seeing how far this goes.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
So I'm clearly sold on the universe here. Like that.
Yeah,
dude, Paul, you did a great job. Like I'm like what Aaron was saying. Like I want to see more, and that to me that's a win. When a reader can say, okay, the book ended. Damn it. Now I want to see what's happening next.
Yep. But that's exactly what my son said. He was like, oh, is that it? So right. There's a number 2.
Yeah. For me, it, like, goddamn, dude, I wish like this feels like a Saturday morning cartoon from when I was a kid in the 80s. Like
it does. Yeah.
Like, I mean, there like clearly there's some adult themes and there's some violence or whatever, but like, dude, Thunder the Barbarian had that stuff too. They just kind of glossed over it. Remember Johnny Quest had that stuff too. But then, the freaking children, whatever it was, the bored housewives of politicians got involved and pussified our cartoons. But this, yeah, dude, there's a like, I hate using empty platitudes. Like, it's got a lot of potential, but it's got a lot of potential. Like, it definitely makes you want to read book 2. So yeah, I would definitely give this a thumbs up, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next installment.
Okay, so let's see, we got to come up with like a grading system, right? So out of 5 kaijus stomping on people, how many kaiju stomping on people would you give this one?
I don't know if I could give it a numerical value, because I don't want to say it's perfect, because there's nothing's perfect. Like, I've never read a perfect comic. Like, just to give you a frame of reference, one of my favorite comics of all time was The Crow.
Oh, okay.
And it had some of the worst art I've ever seen in any book. Like,
well,
James O'Barr
had,
yeah, O'Barr had amazing writing, but his art was garbage. But I still loved the book. And I wouldn't give that one a 5 or a 4 in that, even though that's my favorite book of all time. So I don't know if I could give it a on a scale of 1 to 5, because again, if we were to go by the 1 through 5 scale, I think what will happen is we'll get a lot of like 3 out of 5. You know what I mean? Like, we'll get the safe zone
people
like
be
they
like,
do on X Play.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah,
well, I was
give
trying
it a
to come
thumbs
up
up,
with
though.
something fun.
Yeah. Well, I give it a thumbs up, and you know, like, if I didn't like the book, I wouldn't be on here, because I'm not going to sit there and shit talk somebody's book that I didn't like or whatever. I would just be like, I'm not gonna say anything. So if it's on the show and I'm talking about it, you already won me. You know, you already won me over.
Yeah. How about this? I will give it 4 out of kaiju enslaving bandits. How about that? 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, and I bought 2, and I'll buy 3 when it comes out. So that's a heavy endorsement from me. And so
well, my only pointer, like, and again, this is an armchair critic here,
nice.
so take
Part
whatever
3.
you can, with a grain of salt. Is in the book, like, I had to do this as well. In the book, not as a peripheral piece of material, give us character cards. Give us like little mini, like, when I like
dude, kaiju battle cards. That would be badass.
No, I mean, I'm talking about something in the book, though. Like, not like a cool perk. Like, kaiju battle cards would be a cool perk separately. But like for example, if you've ever read Company Men, Kemosabe's book,
I haven't.
He has these little dog tags, or these like little G.I. Joe back of the box things.
Yeah.
And it introduces you to the characters.
Oh,
like,
I love those. Yeah.
Very little minimal ones, not like big wordy ones, but it's like, like, we're all given like names. Like, I know who Kilod is, you know, and but like,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I want
vignettes,
these characters.
Vignettes.
Yeah, just like little portraits, their name, and like maybe a very brief, like, this is their power. And then if you just put that in, it's for the dummies, you know. Like, dude, my day job, I'm a UX designer, so part of my job is to advocate for the dumbest guy in the room, and that's usually me. So when you're making something where you've got a lot of cool characters to keep track of, it's cool that you introduced them in there, and you got that flow in there, and it works really well organically. Yeah. But as you could see from us overviewing, we weren't using proper names, and that's a damn shame, because these are good characters. They deserve to like, you know, get in their face, make it as explicit and as dummy proof as you possibly can, and be like, this is Kalad, he's got lightning, or this is Kalen, he's got energy weapons, or, you know. Yeah,
good point. Like, just a little a little profile on him, because that's what after I started my campaign on Immortal Rising, I came to you. I was like, dude, we need to do a little a little intro to the main characters, because that's 5 characters, and so I'll just give a brief description, 2 or 3 sentences for the 5 main characters, and then we'll put that on the campaign or whatever. I think that the book would have helped to maybe just had a page where it highlighted some of the main speaking characters or whatever. I think that's a great idea. Just kind of profile them, be like, boom, Morgan Freeman, this is his powers.
Yeah, and again, this is just my armchair whatever, dude. Like,
just
other people could be like, dude, why would you need that? I totally got it. Like, I read the book. Like,
yeah, you guys are dumb. But that's all right. It's a good time. Yeah, he said part 3 is coming out this year, so
Oh,
I'm
damn.
excited for that. And I'm not sure when we'll do 2. I'm not even sure what we're gonna do next. So we'll have to hit that up and talk about that, because although I want to do number 2, I kind of want to do something else like the Lucent, or I've got like 4 Jack Irons over here. You know, I've got a stack to talk about. I've got King Cryptid on the way. I just ordered some books. You know, I was able to order some new ones. So yeah. So in the future, I had a good time with this. What do you think? Are we going to do this again?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, dude, I got a spinner rack full of these things. And,
I know. Yeah, you're like a huge contributor. So, yeah, getting your opinion, I think it would be great, because not just for us to bullshit about stuff we like, but also for the creators out there. You guys can see who is buying your books and what they think of it.
Yeah.
So, spread this shit.
Yeah, you can't be a geek if you don't geek out on anything, you know? Like this
let's
is
talk
what we
about
do.
the stuff we like. Yeah,
this is what we used to do with the mainstream stuff until it told us that they no longer wanted us as customers. So now this is our opportunity to do this with the indie stuff. And we can't grow this industry if nobody's talking about the cool stuff that's in it.
Right? Like, let's talk about what's going on. And thankfully, thank you, Paul, for saying, hey, go ahead and do spoilers too, because if you had said don't spoil, I probably would have fucked up and spoiled something. I'm bad at it. I'm sorry.
Been talking in code.
Yeah, you know that one thing, wink wink. So anyways, go buy the book. It's worth it. Actually, like I said, it's for free. I think there's a free download on Global Comics to give you a taste of the crack, and then and then you can buy the rest of it. So I guess final words. Any ideas, anything else you want to shout out?
Yeah, man. Definitely like looking forward to the additional installments. And I'm definitely like I can't wait, honestly. I will definitely buy if you ever do like a volume, like a like a, not an omnibus, but like a compilation of like the first 3 books or the first 5 books or whatever. Because man, you sold me on the universe, so I'm definitely hooked. So cha-ching, baby.
Yeah, so the writer Paul says fund my comic, had 1 and 2 now, so go check it out, go buy it. It's worth it. So
link in the description.
And I guess is it I hope I put it there. I don't know. Did you see I misspelled Dragonlance on the last one we did? So, all right, anyways, until next time, enough talk.